Hi there, FoxTrot class. I wanted to reintegrate some of the things that were very important in our FoxTrot class on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. One of them was that we talked about primary and secondary timing. Your primary being your basic FoxTrot action being slow, slow, quick, quick, or your secondary timing, which would be your slow, quick, quick, okay? So those are the two different timings that FoxTrot usually has, although later on there are syncopations and different actions. But anyway, those are two types of timing that we may be incorporating in the class. And then the other thing that was very important was the differences in rise and fall between a waltz and a foxtrot. When we do a waltz timing, we actually go into commencing to rise at the end of one. We continue to rise on two. We continue to rise on three, and we lower at the end of three, and then we start all over again. So we have a very distinct underwalk, up, 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 and down. So it's very continuously, gradually going from up to down. And so that's huge. That's very different than a basic foxtrot rise and fall, because foxtrot rise and fall actually does a rise at the end of one, then it goes up on two, it stays up on three, and comes down at the end of three. But instead of doing a gradual rise, instead of saying continue, continue, and lower, we use the words rise at the end of one, up on two, up on three, lower at the end of three. And that is because once we come up, we stay level, up, up, and down. We don't continue to rise up and then come down. So the feeling of a waltz is 1, 2, 3, right? 3 is actually the peak and then back down. And then the foxtrot is slow, quick, quick, and back down, okay? Or you could say slow, slow, quick, quick. Depends on what you're doing. But it stays in a plateau. There's a level. It goes up a little bit faster, stays level, and then comes back down. Very important for you to know so that you don't make a waltz look exactly like a foxtrot. Now, we did 3 exercises. One was the heel turn, which I asked you to go back, drag the heel, come up on the toe, and come back out. And then you can do the same thing with the other foot. So if I go back with my right, i.e., I go back with my right, I release the toe of the left foot, I bring the feet together, I come up on the toe of the left foot, and I go out on a toe heel with the right. Now, when we're turning, if we're turning, which is what we're going to eventually do, is we're going to create a bigger base underneath our bodies, and as we release that toe, the foot and the body should begin to turn us. Okay, so as this drags, the body begins the rotation. The foot's not turning me yet, or not at all, really. It's the body that begins my rotation. And once it begins the rotation, I can turn. Once I turn, I've turned really over only one heel, not really turning over 2 heels. And then immediately I come up on the toe, and then I can step out. Now, in our particular case, we're going out to promenade position, but you could be enclosed. You could go backwards instead of to promenade. Depends on the figure, but practice your heel turns. Again, back, release, toe, and out. And then when you feel like you do that a few times, and you do it on both sides, because you will be doing it on both sides at different times, you will go back, rotate, and then step out, okay? So that was your heel turn. And then the little combination that we did together was a twinkle we went into silver twinkle, and then we did 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we did an open natural. We did a twinkle and an open natural. There's going to be a lot more to come. Tonight we will videotape even before the class this time, because we're going to be doing it in the studio. And I will have an amalgamation that we're going to start, and we will be doing some exercises that will be continuous. So stay tuned. See you at 7 on Tuesday nights.